Oh, hey everyone, it's your favorite political innovator, David Washington, here with the David Washington Show. It has been a while because I've been working on campaigns, and not just our official ledger, but also our unofficial ledger, which has kept me very, very busy. I don't know where to start with this particular episode because this may have been more appropriate for battlefield correspondent and just a quick snippet of what's happening in the field. And I could have been doing a lot more of those, but I'm tired. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on politically and then a lot of other things, um, business projects that I'm working with, and a new partnership with Take America Back that I'm involved with that has kept me busy. And as far as my personal life, gee whiz, don't even talk about that. So, very quickly, I just wanted to take a look at Central Florida, more specifically Orange County, where I live and where I do a great deal of my business, whether it's political or business related, outside of politics. And I'm looking at the turnout, and I'm looking at how disappointing the early voting and the vote by mail turnout is. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay because I know how, as a political advisor, campaign manager, know how to work around low turnout. When you dig a little deeper and you start creating universes for your candidates, you expect turnout amongst that universe to be much more different than the general population. And so I get messages every day, and conversations are starting about the turnout. Globally, I would love more people involved in the electoral process. Um, Professionally, hey, if my people in the universes, voter universes that I create are turning out at what, 20, 25, 30% versus 6.7%, 7.3% for the general population or the general voting population, I'm all good with that. So saying that, um, something has to give as far as civic engagement. And again, we're working on, different projects, whether it's the T8020 or partnership with Take America Back, or even bringing it much more closer to home, being involved with different entities here in Central Florida. But folks got it. I was talking to my Bible study group, and they were also lamenting about the low turnout, the lack of marketing of an election. Orange County again, Supervisor of Elections office, the supervisor Karen Castrodeno, fondly known as KCD here for the last 10 years. Very disappointed in KCD's performance since becoming Supervisor of Elections. We'll talk about that in another podcast. Um, but even more so, the conversations I'm having is the basic education that voters have of judicial candidates, county commissioner candidates, mayoral candidates, even some of the most active, politically active individuals don't know who's running for Orange County mayor, which could be decided. It's unlikely. However, it could be decided in this August 18th election here in Florida. And so, one of the things that I'm just concerned about is that civic engagement and civic education, and that is going to be a long-term goal to address. And hopefully, there'll be substantial progress in addressing that in the presidential election 2028. We're working on that. Also, for those of you who are, looking closely at this election, or even, casual observers, the turnout of this election, the dynamics of this election closely mirror the dynamics that you will see in the 2027 Orlando City mayoral and Orlando City commissioner races. So I am looking very, very closely at how this all plays out, because you'll see similar dynamics between a primary election and an off year city election. So I'm looking at that, examining I think we've got four candidates for mayor who have filed, and we're going to do a deep dive. And I'm going to get myself in trouble, but I don't care. We are beholden to nobody. Well, of course, our clients, the folks who pay our bills. But anyway, I'm going to end this. I got a call I got to take. God bless. I love you. And we'll see you the next time. This is David Washington, The David Washington Show.